Nick, this is something that's just super, like, I would personally use it. And like, if I like build my personal Twitch more, like this is something that's great. And, and I didn't even plan on making one. I wasn't trying to do this to be dramatic and like impress you, because I impressed you already on Saturday because I beat you in beer pong. Or no, you didn't. Okay, I lost. I lost, but no one's gonna know that. I'll edit that out in post. Okay. I was curious though. We talked earlier in the podcast about a lot of the insecurities and things that could go wrong. Is there one thing you wish you knew before going into Flyer? Is there something you wish like that you knew, and specifically Flyer, because you learned? I know you learned a lot from previous experiences.
I guess in terms of entrepreneurship in general, and especially tech entrepreneurship, it's one thing to have a product and a product that's working. It's another thing to be able to market that at scale efficiently. So one thing that people never really talk about in terms of technology startups and SaaS startups is reason why you see these huge Series A and Series B round is oftentimes a lot of that goes to a marketing budget and being able to run paid advertising. And so as a solo founder who is using my own budget to fund this project, that's often where I have to get the most creative because I don't have hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of dollars to dump into to paid advertising, hoping that I capture an audience that either then I can pitch to investment firms or I can figure out how to monetize later on. So getting creative with that audience capture and user sign up is something I've really had to become attuned to and figure out myself.
What I'm also hearing is to have a budget, like have a decent budget.
Yeah, I would say in terms of like a digital product, yes, because that's probably one of the hardest things. And coming from a marketing background, I thought I had an idea of. I was trying to make sure I had 20% always set aside for marketing, and that's something entrepreneurs and creators forget about. You often forget about marketing is actually a part of the product because it's a part about the consumer experience, the purchasing experience, and how the consumer is first going to interact with any type of product.
Certainly, certainly. And what advice, if you could give one piece of advice to someone that wants to start a company from an idea piece of paper and more specifically want to become self-employed, what would you tell them if they don't know where to start just to become self-employed?
Yeah, I think my first thing I would tell people to do is whenever someone comes up with an idea, right, they think it's great, and especially if it doesn't address a need they have themselves. So if you can, find an issue that you have yourself and address that need. If you can't, you need to talk to consumers. You need to talk to the people who would use the product and get something in their hands. Even if it's a very like sketched out like user interface or like app wireframe, that's fine. You need to get that in consumers' hands and figure out if that's what they're addressing. I think the other piece that I would highlight would be execution. There's graphics all over the internet. You can look it up about what an idea is worth versus what an idea and execution is worth. Ideas, especially, and even good ideas, are a dime a dozen, but being able to execute and not be afraid to execute, that's what's really hard, and that's something I struggle with every day, and I try to get better at every single day.